The Sixth Amendment, or as they say, Speedy Trial Clause, guarantees the rights of criminal defendants, including the right to a public trial without unnecessary delay, the right to a lawyer, the right to an impartial jury, and the right to know who your accusers are, and the nature of the charges and evidence against you. It has been most visibly tested in a series of cases involving terrorism, but much more often figures in cases that involve, for example, jury selection or the protection of witness, including victims of sex crimes as well as witness in need of protection from retaliation. The Sixth Amendment was passed by Congress on September 25, 1789, and was ratified on December 15, 1791. The reason for adding this amendment to the Constitution was to ensure that Americans would receive a fast and fair trial with people who would defend and speak in their favor. It was written to better the treatment of the citizens in court, which also made it fair for others. The Sixth Amendment protects the people from a corrupt government, and it's the reason to why this amendment was added to the Bill of Rights. Another reason to why this amendment was made was because before, Americans did not have this right, and many people suspected of committing a crime, sitting in a jail for years awaiting a trial, just to be found not guilty. The court case chosen was Gideon versus Wainwright. Gideon was charged with breaking and entering with the intent to commit a misdemeanor, which is a felony under Florida law. At trial, Gideon appeared in court without an attorney. In open court, he asked the judge to appoint counsel for him because he could not afford an attorney. The trial judge denied Gideon's request because Florida law only permitted appointment of counsel for poor defendants charged with capital offenses. Gideon spoke on behalf of himself, announced a couple opening statements, presented witnesses on his own behalf, and made arguments convincing the court he was innocent. This did not work, which brought Gideon to 5 years in jail. Gideon sought relief from his conviction by filing a petition for writ of habeas corpus in the Florida Supreme Court. In his petition, Gideon challenged his conviction and sentence on the ground that the trial judge's refusal to appoint counsel, which violated Gideon's constitutional rights. The Florida Supreme Court denied Gideon's petition. Gideon next filed a handwritten petition in the Supreme Court of the United States. The court agreed to hear the case to resolve the question of whether the right to counsel guaranteed under the Sixth Amendment applies to defendants in state court. According to the Sixth Amendment, a citizen has the right to obtain a lawyer of defense from the government if the defendant can't afford an attorney.